Hi, I'm Dan Lakin of Bar Events UK. Welcome to another episode of Around the World in 80 Drinks. In a minute, we'll be hearing from Tania. She's in Brussels, in Belgium. She's a bar owner over there, so we'll be hearing all about what it's like over there at the moment during COVID, her experience in the industry, and she'll be making us a drink. In the meantime, don't forget, I'm going to be sending these stickers all over the world, so if you want any stickers of this brand, then please just shout. I'll send them to you free of charge. And also, if you're really interested in drinks and you're anywhere on this planet and feel like you feel comfortable chatting to me and we can record it, then please do get in touch. I still want to speak to bartenders all over the world. We've done loads of countries already, but as you can see, there's still loads to scratch off on my scratch map. You probably can't even see the ones I've scratched off on there. Let's go for the big continents, like let's do Australia and Russia and China. Or Mongolia, that's quite a big country. Let's see if we can get some drinks professionals out there. Anyway, enough about that. Let's finish this section off. Let's get straight on to the nitty gritty in Belgium, and let's roll VT. Let's speak to Tania. Thanks a lot. So here we have Tania from Edgar Flavors in Brussels. Tania, thanks a lot for coming on Around the World in 80 Drinks. How's it going over there?
Thanks for inviting me. Well, it's like everywhere else, I guess. We're like missing being behind the bar and like work, but yeah, we're like staying positive.
Yeah, so obviously you're a bar owner there. You own Edgar Flavors, as I mentioned before. But tell us where it all started for you. Where did the drinks industry start for you?
So I started like let's say like more than 3 years ago. I used to work at a restaurant that my husband was running, and I started to be really passionate about cocktails, started like reading a lot and trying a lot of things. And then I just got super passionate, and we just like decided to like sell the restaurant and open our own bar.
I mean, that is amazing. When we chatted before, I think I mentioned that it's like being fast-tracked into your dream, really. A lot of bartenders start and then think, oh, I may own a bar one day, or maybe a brand ambassador. But in a few years, you've smashed all those out of the park.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm super lucky because a lot of like bartenders that like work like so hard, and then their dream would be like open a bar. And I just like started and got a bar, and yeah, and I got like a brand ambassadorship for one of my like my favorite tequila brands. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So tell us a bit more about that. What do you do for them, and what tequila is it?
So it's a Dama tequila. I'm gonna make later on a cocktail with it. So it's sustainable, fair trade, organic tequila, obviously from Jalisco, Mexico. It's like a family-owned business. The owners, the founders are like, we became like friends a little more than 1.5 years ago. And we're like really like connected, and I really wanted to help them to develop the brand like in Europe, because I feel it's like filled with like big brands and big like companies. So I really wanted people to know what's the real tequila, what's like the real work of people behind it. So yeah, like we're planning whenever everything will be reopened to make to start with European tour. And like visit bars and like make a sustainability seminars about like agave spirits and like especially tequila. And I'll be making guest shifts and just connect, with bartenders, bar owners around the world. It's gonna be like super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you become friends with this brand initially? Was it a coincidence, or were they family friends, or?
I think it's like I love telling this story because actually how it started, like I think 2 years ago when they like 2.5 years ago when they started their like Instagram, I was really like messaging them, hey, where can I get La Dama? I'd really love first of all, I really like the name, because it's
Yeah.
always like done something or like, like with some men figures and stuff like that. So it was like, yeah, I really want to taste it. We really want to know the story. And they were like, yeah, we were not anywhere for now. It's like, we're like really working on it. And BCB was coming up. I think it was like the Berlin Convention was like October. And I really wanted to go there. And I didn't have the time to get the tickets because I wasn't planning to go. And they were making a seminar about sustainability at BCB. And I was like, okay, like I didn't get any tickets and it was too late. So yeah, like we won't be able to meet. And yeah, I was like super sad. And Marcos, which is like one of the founder, he was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to come and see you in Brussels.
Amazing.
So he went like all the way to Brussels and I to come and like give me a bottle of La Dama and just like talking and everything. And actually we had a little party for it was the press conference for like the bar opening.
Yeah.
So he kind of stayed and he was telling to everyone about La Dama, about sustainability, and everyone was like so like interested because he's like such a great storyteller. Because first of all, he's so like, let's say not well educated, but he has the amazing education. He read so many books about like ancient like Mayan culture and like all the agave like say industry and like the agave like the plant and like all the etymology and everything. He's like amazing. So actually it was one of the greatest encounters that I've ever like had with like a person, because he's so like passionate about what he's doing. And then we tasted like the tequila and I was like, wow, this is so different from anything else that I've ever tasted. And I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I need this here and I need people like in Europe and like everywhere else to know that, they have to taste it because the story behind it is so amazing. But yeah.
Awesome. That's a great story. Well, if you introduce me to him, then we'll try and get him on the show and push it even further. So I know you're going to be making the tequila. You're using the tequila, sorry, as part of your drink. So I'll hand over to you to make your cocktail and talk us through it and tell us what it is.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna make like let's say my favorite margarita. First I'm gonna take my glass here. What I'm gonna use? I think I'm going to use. Where is it? Oh, here it is. One of my favorite nude glass. It's nude by Remy Savage.
Amazing.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my favorite margarita with La Dama tequila and some mezcal. I'm gonna use the Espadin from Koch. I don't know if you know the brand.
No, I don't.
It's a really, really nice brand. I really love it.
We can put the links on the video to all the ingredients that you're using afterwards.
Yeah. So first I'm gonna start with let's talk in like centiliters, milliliters. Do you have a preference?
I don't have a preference, no.
Okay, so 3 centiliters of lime juice, freshly squeezed. Then I'm going to put, you know what, today I want to use Cointreau, because usually I like use Pierre Ferrand, something like that. Then I'm going to use Cointreau. I'm going to use 2 centiliters. Then I'm going to use 5 centiliters of La Dama tequila. Sometimes I make it on the rocks, and when I make it on the rocks, I use also agave syrup instead of the Cointreau. It's like a twisted Tommy's. And 2 centiliters of Koch Espadin. This is like a special bottle that the founder of Koch brought for me from Mexico. That's why it doesn't have any labels, but the label usually it's this.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like a special bottle just for me.
Nice.
I really love, to connect with people around the world, and like especially founders of like brands.
Yeah.
So they can have they always have a story to tell, So that's what I
Absolutely.
really like. I really love, and I don't like, just to have like those, like say like brands when you have like the people in charge of marketing, communication. Here I'll directly like speak with the like brand, the founders. So it's like so amazing because most of them in Agave Spirits, they're so passionate people. I think it's so amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on the side, usually I have a special machine to do that. Like not a special machine, like a rim thing,
Okay.
but here I don't have it. So I really like use this like a lot. The rim. It has a name. It's like, let's call it the rim maker. And the rim maker, I'll like use it a lot when I like have to like work. I have to go like fast, and that's like super.
Yeah. And what is it you just put on the rim?
It's tahini. It's like a Mexican salt with a little bit of pepper. Here we go. I'm not gonna use my super cool strainer.
Oh, that is cool.
And then I have like, I'm adding like a special twist. It's an essence that I've made with raw cocoa beans. And I really love to like use it because it enhances the flavors of La Dama tequila. And it also gives a nice touch to like mezcal, I think, especially this one. So yeah, cheers.
Cheers. How does it taste?
What you drinking?
I'm just drinking a local beer. It's Ilkley Brewery. In fact, it's a collaboration with Magic Rock. But yeah, just a local beer.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, and just to
good.
add a little bit, sometimes I really love to put a tonka bean syrup, a little bit like a touch, like a bar spoon. But today I didn't feel like it because I didn't really want it. But it's really, really like so nice. The tonka bean like syrup with the tequila and the spray, it's really like super flavorful.
Okay, cool. Well, what we'll do is I'll get all the links to all the ingredients that you've used off you, and then when we post the video, we'll put the links on there so everyone can check out the ingredients and hopefully try and source them as well.
Cool.
So let's talk about you and your bar and what's happened since COVID. You opened late 2019, I think, did you?
Yeah, we opened the 10th of September 2019. Yeah.
Okay, so you had a few months before COVID really hit. And what happened then for you? Tell us about it.
Yeah, when we opened, it was really hard because we had to work a lot of marketing, a lot of on social media, and like so everyone would know about us, so it was really hard. And then we had to close. At the time when we were like really booming and people were starting really supporting and really loving the bar, So when we closed the first time, I remember we launched those bottle cocktails.
Yep.
And what I started to do the first lockdown in Belgium in March, I was really into making lives on Facebook, on Instagram.
Okay.
And I connected with each of producers of the spirits that I used at the bar. So people would know them. Like, for instance, I made a live with Marcos from La Dama. I made a live with Carlos from Coach Mezcal. Then I interviewed like many people. I also did a live with, for instance, not only agave, only the spirits that I was using at the bar. For instance, I also connected with Daniel Jones from Angostura, So just so people will let them know and like know them better, know what they're like doing,
Yeah.
So it was actually, I thought there was just something to like entertain me and not be like really bored. But in the end, when we reopened in May, I realized that people did learn a lot about like spirits, so it was really like useful for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. I think, a lot of people and a lot of bars, especially on the whole planet, have thought, what can we do? And they've started doing takeout cocktails or takeout beers or whatever it may be. But you've definitely gone, it sounds like you've gone that step further. And not only have you done that, but involve the brands that you rely on. And also, let's face it, they rely on you, and get it all online and still shout about what you do and what they do. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, because I always want to encourage people like to support smaller brands, because
Yeah.
especially at the time when like they really are struggling, like for instance in Mexico, or like also made it live with a woman that I know. She's a producer of champagne. She makes natural champagne in France, and she was really struggling during COVID. And I was like encouraging people, hey, like you don't have to buy big champagne brands. Her champagne is like as good, even better than some of like big brands that are so expensive. I was really pushing
Okay.
like people that I know, like my like guests and everything, like to really try to support smaller brands, because like they really needed it. So I was pretty like happy when like some of the people are like, yes, and we had some orders, and it was so nice because yeah, like they get to know us. So yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, well done. And was all that on Instagram, or were you doing anything on YouTube?
So now I was really into like doing lives on Instagram. And it was a shame
Okay.
because at that time when I was doing my lives on Instagram, you could not record everything. Like now you can just like save everything, the whole conversation. When I did
Hmm.
it, you couldn't. So it was just all the time cutting small pieces of interviews and like saving them, you know.
Yeah.
And when it was all done, like we could reopen, I still continue to do it on a platform that is called Cocktail Bars.
Okay.
They have like four 400 something K, so it's like they're really big platform, really followed, you know.
Yeah.
And they invited me to do the same like show, like live interviews, but now we're decided to make like a podcast of it. So actually, it gave like ideas to people, you know, to let smaller brands be more out there and be like, you know, their story be told, so people like support them.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. We'll get that link on there as well. And so, talking about the cocktails and the bottled stuff you sell, I noticed on your website that you've got a shop on there. Is that predominantly taking up most of your time at the moment?
Well, most of the my time right now, I think, yeah, it's the bottled cocktails, which in the beginning was really like frustrating for me because I love being like with people, having guests and talk to them and having chats and really do like, you know, shake and like stir and whatever, you know, and just
Yeah.
not like fill bottles and give to them and wearing masks and not even seeing people. So it was really frustrating for me. But yeah, it's better than nothing. At least like people are supporting and have a little bit of Edgar's flavors at home,
Yeah.
which I think it's kind of convenient. Sometimes I'm not feeling like making any cocktail. I'm like, oh yeah, but I have my Negroni that's ready. So, you know.
Yeah. Amazing. And is all that for people locally to come and collect, or are you shipping them as well?
I've shipped some. I've shipped to France, to
Oh wow.
Romania, to like few countries. Some people really
That's
wanted to taste it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna ship it too. I had to
amazing.
do like
Good work.
I had to make like special labels with like ABV content and like all the, you know, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
like super like, yeah.
Amazing. It sounds like you've been keeping yourself really busy.
Well, not really busy, but
No,
kind of busy.
could could be busier. So on that note, where do you see? Is there an end in sight in your country? Have the government give any idea of when you can reopen?
I don't know, but I think that we might reopen in May because I think they will start with the reopening restaurants,
Okay.
and after that we'll be able to reopen. I think so. We'll reopen around May.
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been really, really like a long time.
I think your timescales and what's happened in your country is similar to the UK. The UK went into lockdown a lot of the UK it was sort of October time with a lot of the bars and restaurants. And I think we're in a similar position to you where we're thinking maybe April, May to reopen. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. But I think you guys like really like bad outbreak at one point.
Yeah, that's funny. A lot of the guys I speak to across the world say things like, "Oh, the UK strain's really bad," and it sounds a lot more deadly. But then in the UK, on our media, they don't really say it like that. So it sounds like you're getting a worse story than we are in the UK.
Yeah, because at one point, I remember everything was so blocked because like the borders with the UK were so blocked because of the outbreak that you guys had.
Yeah, yeah,
So for us, like, oh my god, like in the UK, it's so bad. Like nobody should go there. Like all dying.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we had like a pretty bad image of what was happening in the UK here.
Yeah, it's funny. So obviously, France blocked its borders, so the lorries couldn't pass in or out. But really, I mean, it hasn't really affected our way of life over here. We've been in lockdown just the same as a lot of the other European countries. And actually, a lot of the strains they say come from other countries. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense if I'm honest. But yeah, certainly across Europe, it sounds a lot worse in the UK than we're being told.
Wow.
Who knows? Who knows? Well,
Yeah.
look, we're actually nearly at the 20 minutes mark already. I'm always surprised how time flies on these recordings. But
Yeah.
your bar looks absolutely stunning, as I mentioned before. So we'll definitely get the links onto your bar so people can check it out. And when we can travel again, then I absolutely will be coming over for some of that tequila.
Of course, we're gonna have cocktails and margaritas and tequila and
Hell
mezcal.
yes.